This is Belizean Legends, and I am Bilal Morris. Today we have in the studio the legendary Belizean boxer of the 1970s, the long-awaited feature that we have always been waiting for, the man and only Raymond 16 Thompson, gracing the studios here today with us. And it has been a long time we've been trying to get Raymond 16. As a matter of fact, this is Belizean Legends' first ever boxing interview. We have covered many boxers, both on film, not on film, but on print and photographs and so on, gracing our Belizean Legends Facebook page. But Raymond 16 Thompson is the first Belizean boxer to ever come in and accept an interview with us. And my brother Raymond 16 Thompson, we want to welcome you, my brother, to the studios of Belizean Legends, and we appreciate it very much, my brother. Welcome, huh?
Thank you.
Yes, man. We're going to go straight into it, 16, yes, because, man, you know, boxing in the 1970s was the best time, my brother. The best time. Today, boxing has sort of faded away, man, out of the limelight. And in the times when you were coming up, boxing was an outlet for a lot of the city youths, right? Right. That did not have an alternative to anything. Boxing gave them a chance, man, to become somebody, you know, to stay away from crime and things like that. Today, Raymond 16 Thompson, brother, we don't have that no more, man, where boxing exists, but we'll come to that soon. First of all, we want to ask you, man, give us a brief little rundown of how you got into boxing, man, and you'll go from there, 16. How did it start for you, man?
Right, okay, well, it started for me, you know, I must have told this story 100 times. We had a league crew, right? We was kids, anywhere from 9 to like 12 years old. Bunch of little boys, kids used to hang out and, you know, we do things for the neighborhood, you know, fool people drum and hustle and play card and thing. And, you know, I never heard of boxing. I knew nothing about boxing. And we hanging out, we had a little crew, me, John Trapp, Leroy Hardiman, Gilbert Gray. I don't know if you know Camille.
Yes,
his little brother. I never knew that he was the original Camille, right? The only Camille I know was the little Camille that hang out with me. You know, the two brothers being Peachy and Kush. So all of we used to hang out, you know. And to tell you how I started in boxing was, we was hanging out one Sunday, right? And we had this car. They come on the street, they give an announcement about boxing. Back then, boxing used to happen at Raja Stadium.
Yes.
I don't remember clearly if it was on Saturday or Sunday, but this car they announced about this big boxing. So, you know, it draw our attention, not to go see the fight, because what we used to do is that we would stiff in any event, whether it's bazaar, fair, basketball, football, we would TV and we would do that, like collect the bottle and the beer bottle and the lemonade pint and whatever, and take it back to the bar and then give one little fee for that, right?
Good hustling there,
yeah, you know, brother. Hustle and then, you know, so when we had this event, you know, we said, well, let them only hustle for we. Now, Raja Stadium was a hard place for TV, because it had some tall fence, like zinc fence, like with,
I remember it.
I think with barbed wire on the top, right? So we just circle and finally we gone through, I think it was Slaughterhouse.
Next door, yeah.
Through there, right? So we get in now and it's early, nothing started happening, so no battle or not if pick up. So we do, kids do, you know, we play and the popalic and the handless and, you know, because we used to like do acrobat too. Shall we join Michael Lamb team then?
Yeah, tumblers.
Tumblers, yeah. Because I'm a good for acrobat too, right?
Yes, man. You was acrobatic, brother.
Yeah, athletic.
Yeah, man.
So we did it and, you know, we did play around and thing and all of a sudden I hear this man say, "Well, young boy, you want to make some money?" And the key word there was money, because we love money.
That's right.
Right? They say, "Yeah, man, what we have to do?" I said, "Well, I'm not to sit that ring there, I'm not have to get in there and fight." Well, that's the way we do all day long amongst each other, right? We fight up all day long, so we said, "That's no problem." And they said, "Are you going to follow me?" Never knowing that we're not all match up with each other, because about 5, 6, 7 we hang out. You know, the little crew, John Trapp, D.Y. Hardiman, Gilbert Gray, the two brothers, Peachy and Kush, Camille, me, right? So they know a skill and everything, and whoever they could match up. But I don't match up with nobody because I was the smallest one. But you had this gentleman from Silgrass, named Mr. Bowers, right? Now this man had like 2 or 3 sons, at least 3 sons where he trained. Now them brother, I mean, in a shape. I mean, you could tell them, but I mean, fit.
Built.
Yeah, the skin tone, everything. And so they matched me up with one Carl Bowers, not to confuse with Carlton Bowers.
That's right.
Right? Carl Bowers.
Yeah.
Them I mean, dress to impress them, I had boxing boots, socks to match, boxing pants, robe. And then all we got that one big pants to Mr. Vernon give we and with gloves, cause we didn't got shoes, cause you know we be poor I think.
Yeah.
All the shoes we got to go to school, you know, tell the shoes I think. You know. All the time you know in the school you don't wear no shoes, so we barefoot.
Yeah.
And they matched me this Carl Bowers, my boy, and 3 rounds, and I said, well, you know, I could fight that thing, you know, I was there and do I could, throw what I could or whatever. And this, you know, I remember now, I never been in a gym, never ever set foot in a boxing gym, never put on one boxing gloves, never trained one day yet.
Yeah.
Tonight, I had to fight one 3-round fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get in there, you know, because I'm on the street, you know, we fight
That's
out there.
right.
So, you know, I
That's right.
try to protect myself, throw what I can throw. And long story short, I lose one decision. Very first amateur fight to Carl Bowers. But Carl, I remember if you watch this, and when you watch this, you owe me a rematch. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all fight that thing, right? And I don't remember exactly if it was a Saturday or a Sunday. I would think it was a Sunday night, right? So the next day, Mr. Vernon, Eustace Vernon, where later on become like a father mentor to me, a father figure. Right?
Many boy, to many youth in the street there it is. It is.
But you know, he had a special effect to me, you know.
Yes.
And we gone to Havana, because that time if you collect, right? And money we want, because we are young boy. I think I was about 11. I was about 11 years old, right? We gone to Havana to collect, and the man break it down to us that, you know, with the amateurs no get money cash, but when I send you right across at this store there, and you go get one gift, right? One gift,
Yes.
maybe like one pack of towel, 3 set of towel, or one nice pants and shirt, or you know, something, which was right up for reality, because all we gonna do that, sell that.
Yeah.
You could sell that, right? Right? And you gonna make money, 15,
Exactly.
$20, right?
Get the cash money anyway.
You know what, that $15, $20 to an 11-year-old in
What?
1969?
Boy, big money that in the days, man.
My boy,
Age.
$20 for an 11-year-old in 1969.
Yes, my boy.
Anyway, so we collect back and the man invite me to come back to the gym, and that's how I started boxing. I went back to that gym and train, and then in about a few months I entered my first golden gloves and won, and I never lost an amateur fight again.
Yes.
You know, and everybody, you know, I was very small, so, you know, all boy and I used to hang out with me, I beat. And everybody has come after that I beat that. If you hear about anybody who used to box in Belize as amateur, I beat them. Everybody. They always go left me. I stay at the same weight, then come I beat them and go. Then come I beat them and go, right? A different weight.
Yeah.
So that's how it really started for me. And you know, they never even called me 16 at that time, you know. I don't remember what they called me, but you know, I wasn't 16 then, you know. And so Mr. Bernard was the first trainer that I started out with.
Again, this is Belizean Legends. I am Bilal Morris, and we are speaking with the legendary Belizean boxer of the 1970s. I mean, if you can tell me who beats 16, I'm gonna tell you, man, you don't got your facts right, because like 16 just said there just now, he beat so many boxers that kept on moving on, my brother. You kept on, but you stayed at the same weight. You talk about your history there, how you got into boxing 16, how you did it in terms of a youth that came from the streets, man, and that you was seen by people like Eustace Vernon, who saw the skill in you. I think he saw something in you. You all may not have known that maybe he saw something, you know, but he sees something, you know, that. These youths in the streets here are some of probably the best fighters that you can find if you train them well and put them in the ring. And you were like, you proved that. You went on from there. What did you do after that first fight that you lost with Bowers? How it then went on for you, where you became then this incredible fighter?
Yeah, well, like I said, right, we start training at Havana, and then boxing was just sort of reviving from the older days when boxing was a real thing in Belize, before we came about with, you know, Eckhart Lewis, Ludwig Lightburn, you know, Simon Lucas. So, you know, the neighborhood that I used to live in, Harlem Square, you know, and you came from that neighborhood too, right?
Yes,
so you
16,
know about that.
Harlem Square.
Well, there was a very famous judge in Belize that used to judge fights, right? And was a boxer himself. And another gentleman that later on in life became like a father figure to me and a mentor, which is G.O., George Hyde.
Georgie Hyde.
Right? And so I got to hang out with George Hyde, and I used to go to the record shop with the boys there, you know, Michael, Freddie, Danny, you know, Toon, all of them, right? And like about 3 of them used to train. I know Freddie, Danny, and he used to train in a record shop, right? So, and he had an interest in me too. So, I could say, Eustace Vernon was a very good trainer. He was like more like a fighter, you know, one of Joe Frazier type style fighter, right? We do a lot of bob and weaving and throw hard punches, that would be his style. But George Hyde had a different total training and class, right? And so I could surely say that all the skills that I had, that I did in boxing, I learned from George Hyde. Because when I first started boxing, at least 2, 3, 4 of my fights, and maybe a whole tournament, I used to be a southpaw fighter, right? With the right hand out.
Yes.
And I'm a right-handed person. So I was fighting totally the wrong position, because only a left-handed person fights southpaw. So that when I get the George Hyde, he convert me and show me how to fight orthodox style, right? Which was a task, because you know, it's like trying to teach somebody to write with their left hand. Well, you know, write with their left hand with a right hand person.
Correct.
And he had me there. I used to train at Havana in the daytime and go to George Hyde and train in the nighttime, right? And watch films with Ludwig Lightburn and different fights, because George Hyde had all anything they stored, right? And the tell you, the man actually struck my hand, my right hand, with belts and stuff to convert me, right? But I got it, and it was a better feeling for me, you know. And so I used to train there and fight countless Golden Gloves tournament and competition, and you know, sometimes we go different district and fight and all that. And any of the good amateur you could think about that was in Belize, I fought and I beat. You remember a dude from Independence Hall, one of the prize amateur up there was William Dillett.
William Dillett. I do that, man.
Very classy, tall,
yes.
slender dude.
Fancy.
Yeah, so I beat him.
Wow.
Another good amateur fighter that was the talk of the town was, I don't know if you remember, Ramdas.
Ramdas, brother.
Yeah, I think it was Richard.
Richard Ramdas,
yeah,
yes. Good fighter
there
too.
was a lot of good fighters.
16.
Man. You know, you remember Clubfoot?
Clubfoot?
And Anthony.
Yeah.
The Slusher Brothers.
The Slusher Brothers.
Ashley Rivas. You know, yeah, there was a lot.
You fought two of the Slusher Brothers, huh?
Yeah, I fought both.
Why you beat them?
Yeah.
Kai wasn't no play.
And yeah, Miss P almost killed me because I used to live with these. These was like my brothers, right? But we had to fight.
But when you talk about Dillett and Clubfoot and Ramdas, 16, you beat some bad fighters, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I fought a dude from Jamaica, Kid Shrimp.
Hey.
Yeah, that was on a David Baker's card.
Yeah.
He was the main event when he fought. I think it was Run Lie, I forget his name. The middleweight champion of Jamaica.
Yes, I vaguely remember that fight for you.
And then another thing too was like, even though I was an amateur back then, sometimes I would be the semi-final before the main event. So sometimes there would be professional fights that fight before me, but then I go on just before the main event. And I was an amateur. I didn't turn professional till I decided to move on, because by this time all the youths then turned pro. You know, all everybody turned pro before me. Hardiman, Tukutak, you know, you know, bad fighter that people don't mention was classy and good physique and thing was Glenfield Neal.
Glenfield Neal.
Yes. A very good fighter. So I ventured off over to Independence Hall, and for the first time got hooked up with Gustavo Marin, which to me is one of the best trainers I ever had. Not in saying that Justice better than Jaja, because Jaja to me is the best trainer that showed me everything I know. But the type of trainer Gustavo was, you know, it's you can't compare it, right?
Yes.
That type of trainer we could get you in a tip-top shape for any fight.
Wow.
And he was the best corner man Belize ever had.
Gustavo Marin.
Yes, and then his brother Joe Marin was very good to me too, right? He was my first manager, and I turned pro. I turned professional up there in Independence Hall and start training with Gustavo Marin.
Gustavo. By 16 years you talk about Gustavo Marin, you know that is you are the one that said it, brother. That brother there, Gustavo Marin, was one of the best trainers in boxing that Belize ever had. I mean, there was a lot of them, you know.
Yeah, you had good trainers.
But why was people just going to Independence Gym? Most of the best fighters were at Independence Gym, right? It's because of the Gustavo training, right?
Right. But David was from the guy we would call the Belizean Angel Dundee, which was Kirk Lewis.
Kirk.
Which was a very good trainer too. I forget what we used to train.
Kirk was at Independence training?
No, Kirk was like out district.
Oh.
Remember when David used to go out district?
Yes.
For their big fight?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or any village or something like
Yes,
that.
yes. I
For
think that Kamalote, because I meet David coming on a bus in 2002.
Right.
And I never know where they sit down beside the man. I said, what day? Cause you this year? He said, I said, well, you come back to Belize? He said, yeah, man. He said, I live like Kamalote and me, Alex Hernandez.
Yeah, Alex
We set up a little gym where we try training youth, yeah?
Yeah.
And the boy, me and the man had a nice conversation, 16 going towards, you know, mile 16 there.
Yeah.
I stop off the way I live and the man continue on. But I said, Ben, look at that. The man has come back and has contributed, no?
Yes.
But I think Eckert, you're right. That man may live out inside of those areas, you know? You
Yeah,
just
I
say
used to trail
yeah.
someone out there.
Yeah.
And I met him the time before this last time I went to Belize, and I was surprised, man. He looked real good, like the man can't age at all. St. Louis, he looked real good.
Yes. Eckert Lewis and Slim Terror, those were some bad fights in that came before you guys, no?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where George had come in. He used to sit me down and run that all back to me. So I know a lot about them days there, right?
Oh,
Who
man.
was bad at, you know, Simon Lucas, one of Belize referee.
Yeah.
Oh man, Simon Lucas was nothing to play with either, I heard.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. May 16, you gone through, when you say Gustavo Marin, you gone through some incredible boxing coaches. You says Vernon found you out, different style, George Hyde showed you most of your skills that you did. But I think you said Gustavo was the man that really brought out the fighter, you know,
Right.
in terms of how you went on after that and started to really become. It appeared that you, I mean, a fighter, though you had the big fight that was coming up and you the fighting at the preliminaries, but you still starring at the show, that you still steal the show, you the waxing thing, right? Talk about that thing out there period, man.
Yeah, like I said, you know, even though I was an amateur before I turned pro, my fight used to always come on right after the main event.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, it was like, my fights were like professionals, even though they were amateur before I turned pro.
You talk about the Mexican fighters then that you fought.
Well, it was, I don't know, I don't want to say difficult, but, you know, because we were kids, you know, we were like, after 13, 14, 15, we to fight like seasoned men, grown men like they 26, 27, you know, and,
wow.
And you know, and then by the day, sometimes, you know, I don't feel like they're not professional.
Yeah.
You know, they probably was too, you know, and they're just going to fight amateurs because a lot of them boy couldn't handle it, you know, because they knock out a lot of Belize boy and
yeah.
But, you know, for the most part, we used to win more than lose to Mexican.
Very much so.
Right? Used to beat up the Mexican and thing. And, but yeah, and it was a good learning experience too, right?
And those fighters came from Campeche.
They
remember?
come from all over, some come from Chetumal, Campeche, then usually like the far up they come from, they usually be Mutaria.
Yeah. You never lost against none of those Mexican fighters, no?
I never.
Yeah, I saw a lot of your fights with, not a lot, but I saw a couple with you, with Mexicans, and you were no player. 16, you had a speed, I think that we had the David Dacus's and the Shorty Clarks and the Fitzroy Giuseppes, no?
Right.
Before that, you had the Eckert Lewis's and the Slim Terrors and the Lightburn. But you, my brother, was, you know, a class by yourself in terms of how you became this superstar fighter. You know, the 70s, being that you were so young, you were not like, you didn't even climb up into the pros yet, right?
Right.
And you were making all that noise, you were winning so many fights, you were beating fighters who gone on to pro. How did you develop in terms of your own thing? How did you actually develop that kind of speed and hard hitting? Because you were a hard hitting fighter.
Right.
You know, though you were small, but you hit hard. How you develop that kind of thing? Where got in your training?
Well, like I tell you, right, all that skills came from George Hyde, right? Because George Hyde was he's a very good trainer, and he to hit hard, it comes with position, how you position yourself, because you know, if if we were in the gym right now, I'd probably have to stand up and show you.
Yeah, 16, go ahead, no, my brother. Stand up and show you this because the camera go wide, bro.
But I was not sure.
Yeah, very much so.
When I get to George Hyde and George Hyde showed me how when he converted me from South Park. I remember I used to be on South Park.
South Park fighter.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
So George Hyde turned me this way and locked his hand in here, right?
Yeah.
And when you position yourself on a lean like this, right?
Yeah.
Weight up on your back foot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So every punch you throw come with your body weight.
Yes.
Right? So if you jabs, instead of throwing jabs like that, you flick the jabs, right?
Yeah.
So when I say flick, you go like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
And your body weight go behind the punch, right?
Well, because when you flick, it will come off of this leg
Come off
here.
of the leg.
And then when you throw the right hand, I find the same thing off of this leg
Come with
here,
the
right?
right cross. Yeah.
So all that will put more power in your punch.
Yes.
Right? And then the way how you train and you move, right? Because a lot of people, like a good fighter I knew was Ashley Rivas.
Rivas, man. Talk about him being 16.
He didn't punch hard because he didn't know that technique
That art.
Maybe I think, right?
Yeah.
You have some fighters where just have naturally hard punch.
Yes.
Right? Like I tell you, the first night when I fight the Raja Stadium, I think the main event was by the way they call Black Chinese.
Yeah.
Terrence Bailey.
Terrence, boy,
Right?
16.
He was no one say Margaret, was a slender dude, right?
I remember.
Long bony hand and thing, right? But Terrence Bailey had one right hand, what they call like half punch. If he threw a hand on hard right hand and he catch you like on your shoulder and thing, he had like knock out your shoulder out of place. So like he punch it that hard, right?
Terrence Bailey, boy, that was a very good fighter at 16.
Once he clap you with that right hand, it's all over.
Yeah.
And you know, and maybe that because of the same technique, you know, when he punch you have that weight off of your leg and thing. Right? But yeah.
You fought Terrence Bailey?
No, then I'm
ahead of you.
Then I'm older guys, yeah. Then Terrence Bailey from David Dacus, age run and
yes, boy, that was a good fighter. Chester Hardin, Bailey boy.
Glenfield
Neal.
Too, right?
Yes, 16.
Older guys.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, Terrence Bailey, man, you brought up a very good fighter there. And in sort of demonstrating that skill and that art, yes, indeed, 16. I mean, the punch. Everybody used to want to know why Muhammad Ali had so much power behind it, and Dundee used to say because he throw your whole body weight, he train off to throw the body weight. You put your body weight into the punch, no? Right. But what you're saying also is the way that left foot get position, no?
Yeah.
And the way then you come off of the right cross and how you hit. That's like the art of the thing. If you don't have that, then no matter how much power you have, no?
Right.
No matter how strong, you still not want to hit hard.
You know, when speed come with force sometimes too, but you have some boxers who used to throw fast punches, but they wasn't effective.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm a person that observe and learn. I'm willing to learn from anybody, because another person that I learned a lot from, and he wasn't a trainer, but he was a fighter, was Fitzroy Giuseppe.
Yes.
Fitzroy Giuseppe was one of the talentedest fighter that came to Belize. A lot of people don't realize that, right?
Very talented.
Yeah, he was very good.
Yeah, speed. Giuseppe looked like he had a speed and he punched hard too.
He didn't really have a hard punch, but he could knock you out still.
He could knock you out
right?
still.
But he didn't really have like the knockout punch. Right? But he was very good. You know, in my last days there in Belize, Fitzroy went all of a sudden, right? There was a championship fight that was supposed to happen in Japan, a welterweight championship fight.
Yeah.
And the opponent that was going to fight the champion, I don't remember the name of the fighter, the fighters that was going to fight, but the opponent that was going to fight the champion got hurt.
Yes.
So when that happened, they looked for a pushover fight quick that could replace the man, and then and they came to Belize and got Fitzroy Giuseppe.
Yes.
Fitzroy Giuseppe went to, I think it was Tokyo.
Yeah.
Right? And he wasn't that like ready for the fight, but back then, when things rough and things no fight go on in Belize and any money come up, they are jumping that quick.
Yeah.
Belize, Fitzroy fly to Tokyo, took on that fight, went 50 rounds and lose a split decision.
Wow.
Nobody name, a lot of people know.
A lot of people don't know that about that fight. They never heard about it till you mentioned it just now.
When
Yeah.
he fought the championship and lost by a split decision.
And split to that was really close. That was really good for you. Just fly out there like that, fought, and then gone all the way.
Yeah.
Gone all the way and just lose by a split. That was really good. He was just classy, man, and
classy in every way as a human being too. I remember one time he was supposed to fight a fighter. I think it was Baby Canole.
Yes,
there was a couple brothers, Canole brothers, right?
Yes.
This one here was a hard hitting Mexican. Hit hard with a southpaw.
Yeah.
Right? So don't join the Independence Fleet. So a training exercise that Gus used to took us through, he would lace up like at least 4 months. When I say lace up, I mean, lace you up with the glove after you don't do a regular workout. The sparring time, lace up like 4 months. Yeah. 5 months. Right? Me, Shati, Giuseppe, maybe who else was up there at the time? I forgot, I can't remember. But lace up on 5 away and then mix us up and just going, right? And Fitzroy made a train for this Canole fight, and Fitzroy said, I work out town, right? Yeah. Which was totally different weight class. Yeah. Because he was a welterweight and I was a featherweight. Yeah. It's like almost 3 different weight classes.
Weight class below.
But, yeah. So he told me to remember now I started fighting southpaw, which I wasn't a southpaw. And he told me go back to southpaw. Yeah. Right? and do that swing that Baby Canole like do. Yeah. Right? And I work out town for like well, not only me, but I was like his last sparring partner for the evening, and I work out for the fight. Yes. The fight, right? The swing pan and thing, and the fight they come and he went and he knocked out Baby Canole like in about the 8th round or something like that, right? Gotcha. Yeah. And the next day, cause the fight is almost Sunday, and then next day, Monday, the Playboy, the celebration, and this and that, the one and thing, right? And I got on a Playboy, and he said, 6, go ahead. And the man gave me my first professional boxing boots. Wow. And skin fit, leather fit boots, right? Yes.
I think Fitzroy felt that you were the best man that we're gonna be getting ready. But going back to you, man, 16, in terms of the Belize's, you fought Rogers Stadium too, right? Did you fight at Rogers Stadium or that was one fight at Rogers Stadium?
Because after that, when I fought at Rogers Stadium, I didn't call it fight. Because remember I told you it was the first time I ever
the Bowers guy
training, I ever boxed before. I think that was they was getting ready to leave Rogers Stadium. That right after that they went to Belize's. I think they may do only thing that's what is school name with the basketball is to play Nations. But that never happened.
Never did.
Never
fly good.
Like the boxing, thing there. So I think right after that they moved to Belize's. And then because that was the early 70s. Because I was about I'm just turned 12 or something like that. So that had to be like around 70.
You started to fight at what age? 16?
12.
12. Wow. And you ended your career at what age in Belize?
Well, I ended my career out here.
Okay, so you continued to fight out here.
Right.
But in Belize itself, how many fights do you think you fought? 16 in terms of all the fights that you had under your belt in terms of... Oh, man. You can't count, don't you? Yeah, lots of fights, brother. You know. Yeah.
You know, I could just think back, cause you could just mention one name, and as long as it was amateur, I beat them.
Yeah, beat those fighters.
Spinks, the Spinks. I think I saw him. I saw a picture or write up or some. I forgot his name, but yeah, that's another little fighter I remember.
Yes, Rupert Flowers. No, he was after you, right?
No,
around the same time. Mouthpiece.
Rupert Flowers come up enough weight time.
You know your time. Different weight level.
He was big.
Yeah.
He was like a welter.
Yeah.
So he was a bigger guy than us.
Yeah, Carlton Bowers the same way. He was ahead of you in terms of weight. Carlton Bowers, not a good
Carlton
fighter.
Bowers was heavier than me too. In a front, weight to go top.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned fighters that you said brought back to your memory. You remember the Blood Brothers?
The Blood Brothers.
Dennis and
yes, man. Evan and those, yes. Yeah. The Clotas were good fighters too, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Clotas. Yeah, as we talk to you, no, excuse me, and draw away from the earth, like, because then you know the sports history in boxing, you know the fighters' name. You were there around them, even though some of them were ahead of you, some of them were before you. Some of them had passed. Georgie brought you in to see the great Ludwig Lightburn, you know?
Yeah.
You saw all these, you was able to see films with these things. Man, when you said that, 16, Gio had you watching films with Lightburn and these men?
Yeah, I saw.
What? What? That was something, man. You know, Georgie Hyde was really ahead of his time, you know, because I used to go there and Gio used to got TV and video and VCR.
Yeah,
I think
he had a projector. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, a projector. I watched a Fraser Ali fight there.
The film name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Fights with Simon Lucas.
Yes. That is something, boy. You know, to hold on to those records, I would have loved to, you know, find out exactly if those things can still be found, you know, because they're important for Belize boxing history, man.
Right, you could,
you know,
like,
yeah. And in those days when you made a fight, I don't. You remember anybody that was shooting their fights where you made a fight 60? There was nobody shooting there. They had people who made a film it.
They had one man who used to shoot from way back to Belize's.
Check it out.
I forget what this guy name. He used to video. I think that video may just come out then. Video. He used to videotape there from way up there. I think. Then out here I had Roland.
Roland.
Yeah, Roland York or.
Roland York, yeah, man.
He got a couple of fights with me.
He got a couple of fights with you in Belize or out here?
Out here.
Out here, man. I gotta check out Roland York, the former consul general at LA.
He got a exercise with me.
I gotta check Roland on that. Yes,
last
man.
time I gave him an interview at Little Belize, he said he was going because he may give me a copy of it, right? And I loaned it out to a friend and he lost it, so.
Man.
He said he was going to try to give me another copy, but I never heard from him again.
From that,
he have copies of fights with me out here.
I got to check out Roland. He always tell me he got a lot of footage he wanted me to see.
Right.
And on summer he used to tell me about all the old time boxers too, that way back, you know, chatting with him. He knows a lot of boxing history. But yeah, you fought Belize and you so many fights, like you said, you just can't count them. And I want you to tell me about a fight. I remember years ago I was talking to you about the fight between Shorty Clark and Black Garcia, the Mexican 16. And you remember they fought like 2 times, right?
Right, yeah.
And I remember Black Garcia knocked out Shorty.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and remember I asked you as a 16 about what was the punch where we catch the man and you was demonstrating to me that I a smally punch right.
It was a right hand.
Yeah.
You know, it's Shorty used to fight sort of like this. I don't know.
That's right.
And so I think I don't remember if Black Garcia. I don't think Black Garcia was a southpaw. Right? He wasn't a southpaw.
Yes.
So Shorty had always been, you know, Shorty was a very, very good fighter. I mean,
very good fighter.
Their fight, he have some classical fight in Belize where after the fight, people give them standing ovation.
Wow.
He have a fight he have a couple of fights where the referee never even needed in the ring.
Check that
They
out.
never need a referee. They don't clinch at all, period, for the whole 10 round or whatever. But yeah, getting back to that fight there, Shadi had a weakness for a right hand come through. And I think Black Garcia figured that out, right? And get that right hand in. But, you know, a lot of people think that it was a mismatch. I don't think so. I think it was anybody's fight. I don't think that Black Garcia get in the punch first.
Yeah, he saw the opening.
Right. And it was classic fight. It was good. It was a good fight.
Boy, that was an awesome fighter, man, and I'm glad that you talked from around here 16, because maybe we'll never get shot here again to give a conquer a days as a boxer, no?
Right.
From Tukotak, Humes was a very classy fighter too. Hard hitting, he looked like, no?
Yeah, he was good too. He
Yeah,
was
man.
Classy.
Yes,
classy fighter.
yes.
Suazo.
Suazo,
was a
yeah.
good fighter.
Yeah, Suazo and Leroy Hardiman, man.
Yeah, that's my boy. We grew up with this. Like my brother from another mother.
Yeah, man. Leroy, boy. He lost some, but he won most.
Yeah,
You know?
he won more than he lost.
He won more than he lost, boy. That was one of our idols, man. All of you Shorty, Leroy, Tukotak, Fitzroy. For we the youths then, when we we was just coming up and just be around the same time.
Yeah. Me and Leroy fight one time.
We did meet.
Yeah, we did fight as amateur, right?
Yeah.
And he think he win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you know why he think he win, right? Okay. At the time, I don't think we don't know each other, but we wasn't like best friend or nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
And he used to like talk big, like, when we meet we and me and all this and that. And so I couldn't wait because I want to meet my buddy. But everybody else I want to meet him.
Fight of all fights.
Yeah, I think I want to knock you out because he talk big. Plus, I think he like one girl who I like.
Yeah, the ex one like you, know.
And then the bad thing about it, the girl me like him.
Yeah.
They were like me. When we get that ring and the bell ring, I charge after the man, right? So I want to go the man bad, but the man no one fight all he do that cover up, so I punch. So that gone off for the whole first round, which in some punch she get him, but most of them catch up by hand guy, the black guy, don't want to really fight. Second round the same thing, the third round, by then I don't get tired and thing, right? So he started fight back now. So because I didn't too long I never catch him, I think he thinks that he win the fight. But he said they give it to me because I'm famous and I'm popular.
Well, he never win the fight. You throw more punch, so you win.
Well, up to today, but
that boy Leroy, man, and hopefully one day we'll get him in here to talk about it. For his side of the fight, the 16. About the girl thing, man.
Yeah.
That was really nice, man, to really bring that up because, hey, man, you guys were like, warriors wanted to meet, but out of the ring, we are good friends. You know what I mean, right? 16.
Man, we more than friends, man.
Yeah, man.
Me and Leroy came from the same type of background, we came from poor families and then work kind of hard, Me and Leroy used to run away from home and hang out together. We used to sleep on a boat called Mary Jane. Pilgrim.
Yes, man.
Boat used to park right there.
Yes.
We slept on that boat for like a month.
Wow.
It used to be our home.
Wow.
We go out and we run away from home. And we don't go back home. We lived on that boat for like a month. That was to be our home. We go out and hustle a day and come in and sleep on that boat there. Me and Leroy. Yeah, that's my brother.
16, as you talk about that, I want to throw a question after you that is so very important in today, man, because even though you and Leroy and I want to come from out of the streets, I want to come from out of challenging backgrounds, no?
Right.
Today they said that the youths of the streets, man, with the gangs and all of that 16. The free days we had base boys, right?
Right.
You had Sheen and all of these groups, right? And but never it was like where you had this kind of violence, right? 16.
Right.
Your far you would see a man when I speak in a pack with a car stuck on it.
Yeah.
And you would see street fights in the street with money half and spilling and things of the sort and fighting, but you would see that level of violence, brother, that
Right.
we see with our youths today.
We wasn't like that.
Why you would say 16 where they contribute to that? Coming from you, I understand where a lot of the youths then they come from, and that you come from out of a background like that. What you think changed, my brother? What going on there?
You know, I think the time has changed, right? And the whole for the whole world, you know, you're into a new era with technology and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, back in our days, you know, we had guns, but it wasn't like gangs like that. We had like little, cause after I left there, we had a league gang we call Child Lights.
Child Lights, man.
Isley Brothers, right? And I will gang to like gal, we like gal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and compete with each other through sports and things like that, right?
But you know, we're also good street fighters till 16. You never know lightweight in the street. No man could go up to you, but you never used to fight with no gun. But there was never a thing, my boy, where you used to hear people that pull on gun and man fight one another with their hand, right? 16.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you used to fight your hand and you live to tell about it. And
yeah.
That thing, you know.
But you used to take that into the ring too. Today, these youths of the streets today, my boy, don't have that 16 where they don't have boxing as an outlet, man. You all had boxing as an outlet, right?
You need more sports. You need like, I was saying this the last time I interviewed with Mr. York, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, you need more people to get into it, like these folks that own all these businesses and stuff and start getting build gyms and stuff and you know, basketball. They don't have no boxing gym right now. You know, I don't want to start something when I go back there. You know, like a little boxing gym.
Yeah.
You know, I see the legendary Pulo Lightboy is doing great work down there.
Yeah, man. Respect to Pulo.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, big shout out, Pulo.
You know, I would want to do something like that. You know.
Yeah, man.
But you know, when you talk about that the crime and things like that too, I think that the government is going too easy on these guys. You know, I think they should like tighten up the laws and you know, because if you not catch them kids before they get into that and they don't get to that stage, it's hard.
Yeah.
So you have to catch them before, you know, like around my age, 11, 12, you know, give them some interest in some sports interest and you know. Catch them before they get that going.
Before you get out of control, then lose it, and then they too far gone, no?
Yeah,
too far from to reform. My brother, you said a very important thing there. You got to catch them when they're farm, and the government has to begin to arrest the problem because at 16 boy, we lose a lot of great athletes. A lot of them are good athletes.
Yeah.
You know, but we know they harness it. We know the government seems to not have no way in terms of the sports are lacking. Like I said, there is show me the Houston's, Verons, the Georgia Hyde, and the Gus Marines. You know, we want to set up these things and invite these young people to come in and give them a chance. You don't have those kinds of people, don't you think anymore? No more Houston's, Verons, Georgia Hyde, and Gus Marines in terms of boxing.
Yeah, you know, you need somebody to make a start. Like I said, I'm planning on trying to do something, right?
Yeah.
When I get down there, if I get some help, you know, I could start something.
But I want to sort of take you back out now and let you talk about your boxing career outside of Belize now. You migrated out of Belize to Los Angeles. To talk about how you got into boxing here in Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, I for a little time in Belize, boxing had like died off, went slow, right? So like I migrated to America. You know, the last person you know, when I was in Belize, I had like a lot of people who would help me out, you know, would do favors for me and stuff. You know, I had Mr. Lindo, the Honorable Dean Lindo. I spoke to the Honorable Dean Barr just before I left. I left Belize in 1981, September 1981, just before independence. Right? A few days before Belize had independence. And then I came here and you know, I was in shape. you know, I was still in boxing condition shape, and I met up to a Belizean dude you probably know from Alexander Renault.
Yes.
Alex Renault.
Alex Renault.
Right?
Yeah.
Which was a very good dude. He was good to me. He was like a brother. He signed up me and Leroy and become a manager. But we didn't have connection.
Yeah.
You know, because in America you have to have connection to survive.
Yeah.
Right? So I fought a few fights. I lost a couple of fights and I won. You know, I won more than I lost. I fought about maybe 6, 7 fights out here. I lost 2.
Yeah.
I was going through some changes, you know, because I just met my mother. You know, I've been without my mother for a long time, and I just met her and was with her for a year, and then she passed away.
Yeah.
When I was going through, when I just lost one of my fight, right?
Yes.
And I had just met my ex-wife, you know, and I was going through a whole lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And after I lost that last fight, you know, I just got discouraged and called it quit. But yeah, I fought some fights out here. I fight several fights right here in Culver City area.
Yeah.
I fought a fight in Bakersfield, and the funny thing is that I was supposed to fight a fight in Vegas, and it was supposed to be I don't know if you know Zane Mayweather, that's fighting right now.
Yeah.
But his dad.
Hey.
I was supposed to fight his father.
What? Yeah. That is classic.
Something happened, and I think he had gotten hurt or something, right?
Yes.
And so I was in the dressing room, and so they say they found a substitute.
Oh,
right?
man.
But I'm in the dressing room and I had to get warm up with Ali and Lembo, and I had to get warm up with thing, and the trainer passed my dressing room and saw me getting warm up with stuff, and he said, "My boy not fighting." So I won by default. I collect, and that was my first time in Vegas.
Check.
Mayweather dad got hurt.
Mayweather got hurt.
He couldn't fight again.
He couldn't
so
fight again. The substitute. Oh, okay.
So the substitute trainer passed and saw me working out, getting warmed up.
Yeah.
I said, "No, my boy, no, that by default."
By default. That's an interesting story right there, 16.
Yeah,
That's an interesting story right there.
I collect and then the slot machine, the guy, first time in Vegas as well.
Yeah. Was a nice little person, no?
Yeah, it was a
nice little purse. Yeah, man. Boy, they
yeah, Alex Riddle, man. I want to big him up because he stood by my side out here. And,
yeah.
We didn't go all the way like we had planned, but you know, it was an experience. That's how I met my fourth trainer, which was a guy named Adolf Prout.
Okay.
Now, Adolf Prout was a very, very good fighter back in the days. Because he knew about Ludwig Lightburn, and so he had fight a dude that I think had beaten Ludwig Lightburn. I forgot the dude's name, right? But you know, he was a very good Adolf Prout. He was my trainer. But you know, with all that said, I think that if I had a trainer like Gus Marin over here when I came here, and you know, because you know, it was hard for me to try to do a boxing career here without the right contacts, the right trainer, and all
Very
that.
much so.
You know,
Yeah.
well, we had to hustle. We had to get some fights. We had to like hustle and sell our own tickets.
Wow.
The promoter would, you know, just to get fights.
Yeah.
Then at one time I fought a fight that was not even my weight class.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
A bigger dude than me. You know, and you know, but just to get fight. And out here, you know, once you have a good fight out here, they kind of pick your fighters pick your fighters until you get a certain amount of fight under your belt, and then you get maybe a title shot or a shot to go in the ratings or something like that, right?
Yes, yes.
Especially if you're a good fighter. Most of these fighters, they fight, they handpick their opponents until they get up there.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, very much so. Have you ever fought in any tournaments outside of Belize, Central American Caribbean games? I see a lot. You talk a lot about the softballers. You seems to, and you like you had traveled with that team, right?
Yeah, I had traveled with that team. I think it was 74. Went to Santo
Yeah,
Domingo.
exactly.
I had won the competitions and the tournaments to go.
Yes.
Right, but I was a few months shy to make the age limit
Wow.
to enter, right? Because I remember I was talking to Bunny, Beverly Ramdas,
Yes.
and me and she, I think the same age, but she have a different birth date.
Right.
So she was qualified, so she could have participated in our softball thing, but I couldn't participate because I was too young.
Yeah, yeah.
So back then, that committee that sent that delegation to Santo Domingo, back then the committee was rich. When I say rich, because you see the size of the delegation that went there. They had a softball team, a basketball team, they had cyclists, they had shooting, they had
basketball.
boxing. So they had money to send us, right?
Yeah.
So I don't win my competition and things. So
Qualified to go.
Yeah. So they said they will send me as an observer.
Oh man.
Just to see what it is.
Boy,
you know.
That was a big mistake, man. You could have probably win a gold for Belize in boxing at the Central American 1974 Central American Caribbean Games 16.
But the rules and regulations said that I couldn't participate.
You never had the age, no?
Right. So I went just as an observer, which I may like, because then I never have to follow. Because when you go as an athlete, there's still rules and regulations you have to follow. You can't stay out at a certain time. You can't eat a certain food, especially the fighters, right?
Yes.
But I come stay out as long as I want. I come eat anything I want. One of the things that will make a good athlete too is you have to be disciplined.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Especially when you in your training period for participate in a bout or an event or whatever. You have to be disciplined, and that's why I was saying I enjoy that, because then I never had to be disciplined. I could eat whatever. That's why I was at all the softball games then.
You really enjoy it, bro.
That thing, right? So I enjoy that. It's just that.
You saw the boxing matches then, though?
I went to all Belizean.
And what you felt? You felt like you could have do good, though?
Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I could have.
Yeah, man.
I think I could have did.
Yeah, you saw some of the competitors, now you realize that, you know what, I could beat him.
Yeah.
You know,
Swazon, Tukutak, they had fought.
They had fought, right.
But,
yes. Those boys they didn't win no medals.
No, they didn't win no medals.
Yeah, they didn't win no medals.
Tukutak got stopped in the first round. I think Swazo had made it to the second round, but he didn't.
Yeah. Raymond 16 Thompson, man, we are wrapping up, and I want to give you your final word, my brother, in terms I think we spoke about everything that we were supposed to talk about, you know. Right. I chat with you off the record before I talk with you before this interview and got a good understanding. I remember you as a fighter very well, but you brought to us here a lot of things that we don't really knew about boxing in Belize. You share with us here, this is what it's all about. Collecting that sports history from those like you who did it, you know, who knew what was going on. What would be your final word here today, my brother, in terms of what you would want to say about boxing in Belize today, and what you would like to do, contribute today to the help to really revitalize the sport, bro? What's your final word, 16?
Well, yeah, you know, I am getting ready, maybe in a year or two, to go back home, and I would like to start some, you know, with maybe the help, you know, some help from wherever, you know, the government or different entities or companies, and try to open a gym, you know, open a gym, and you know, try to help some of these youths.
Yeah.
You know, catch them before they go the other route, you know.
Yes, my brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I still have some some talent that I could share with them, and maybe because Belize have good talent, Belize
Very
have
much.
a lot of good athletes.
Very much.
From ever since Belize produce a lot of good athletes, but they just don't have the the back ends, people for support and
That's right. That's right.
trainers and stuff, I think I like what Peru do. Peru is doing a good job down there.
Yes, indeed.
I respect that.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Very much. Raymond 16 Thompson. We have him right here in the Belizean Legends studio, my brother. 16, I want to thank you very much for coming in and taking time out of your busy schedule, my brother, because you're a busy man, family man and busy man, and you took that time out, my brother, to come into the studios and to share your boxing experience with us, and we want to thank you, Thank you so very much, my brother.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This is Belizean Legends, and I'm Bilal Morris.